Welcome back, my gardening friends, to an early October tour of both allotments and my greenhouse grow room. I've bought this pak choy from the allotment. It was in the greenhouse and hashtag starting a new allotment. It seems to be doing quite well. I've managed to kill most of the whitefly now. So that's in the greenhouse grow room. I've been chitting the broad bean seeds. They're the Bunyard's exhibition. I've also had another go at the winter gem lettuce, and now I know why I didn't get any show germinate last year, because the seeds are duff. I'm putting the long chilies to seed, letting them go, and there's the heavy chili. That's also drying out nicely. Almost time to plant my onions. I used the electric last year. This is a different supplier, not Wilkinson's, it's Dobby's. And I'm also going to be chitting the Bedfordshire Champion onions. I couldn't remember what they were before. And the broad beans, shouldn't really handle these. But this one's ready. So looking at the bean, everything comes out there, and that desperately needs. So looks like we do need to plant them in that direction, but they'll be going into the cardboard rolls once I've got them filled with some compost. And there is a couple gone rotten in there, so I should be taking those out and planting them as and when the green heads show. There's no guarantee that they'll still work and keep going, but this is the way I like to do it. I've pressure washed all the trays off, ready to go in the grow room or into the greenhouse grow room. I've made a little box here for the compost for potting up, and at the moment it's full of everything but that, and also my seed stash. So, oh, just one more thing while we're here. Last time I used some glass wine bottles to make the holes for the strawberry planter, and I suddenly thought that's the right sort of shape, but obviously it's a bit soft, so I stuck a bit of concrete in it. So that'll be another video on how I do that. So let's pop up to the allotment and see what's going on. So we're on plot 3, and doesn't this polytunnel look bare now? Had a good tidy up. As you know, I've moved all the parsnips. I'll show you my arm in a moment. I've opened this Gigantimo up now. Whether it'll ripen properly, I'm not sure, but you can see the difference there between those tomatoes, money makers, and the ones that are out in the light. They're ripening a lot quicker, but it's successional. Not sure whether the long beans are going to give any beans this year, but it was just the thought that counted. I was just trying things out. Grapevine seems to be doing okay. There's no more cucumbers. I haven't found any more. I'm going to get these chilies out now, because I will have to make room, but the yellow courgettes are still producing, so I'm going to leave those in a little bit longer. But the polystyrene that we used last year, that's off the hot tub cover, will be going into that corner to add a bit of insulation for the Christmas potatoes and anything else that's a little bit tender. I'll just show you my arm. Actually, I'll do it without turning it off. Not sure whether you're going to be able to see it or not. A bit difficult. I haven't got my tripod, but the blisters burst the other day. The other arm isn't so bad, but thank you for everyone's kind comments, and I'm pleased that it's opened other people's eyes to this issue. Not everyone reacts to it as badly as I did, but there again, the tops were massive. They were giants, but please be aware of parsnip, carrot and celery tops. Keep your arms and hands protected. When we get rain, we're continually catching water, which I put into here. Then I put my pump on. I've emptied this tank now into that tank, so we've got 1,000 litres there. The tanks at the back are all done, full, so that's one job done. The onions seem to be okay in here, and I have actually had a bit of a tidy up. Recycle as much as I can, containers, etc. Ready for the summer fruiting crops. And these are the bags that I still haven't done anything with. These pipes are from the wormeries, the underground wormeries, and the wind's blown one into the pond. That won't hurt. The compost's gone from there now. I'll show you shortly on plot 1. And I'll be selecting enough seed off these 4 varieties. I do know where the varieties are, so that's going to be a little job. I shan't save too much seed. The celery's flopped over. I don't know whether it'll do any good. But these peppers that we had free from the garden centre, free to a good home, they're producing really well. Probably going to dig one of these up and put it into the greenhouse grow room to overwinter it. I brought the sunflower heads in, but it looks like the mice have started on them, so I'm going to put them outside so the birds and mice can have them fight over them. And these are the Swede seeds from up at my father's allotment. So they're giant seeds, so I shall have a nice little supply of those. And I have replanted the beetroot, carrot and 2 parsnips from the giant veg to see if I can get seed from those as well. And I've only got 1 lettuce left in the salad bed. I've taken the seeds from the largest sunflower head, and the muck will shortly go onto that plot, ready for the brassicas. The carrots will go into the insulation part of the polytunnel just to keep them over winter. We had a touch of frost the other day and it set some of the leaves a little bit brown, but I think I might get a couple of boilings of French beans from the 3rd sowing and the 2nd sowing. Jerusalem artichokes in the containers. I don't know what to do with these. They all blew over in that storm. The string broke, so they all flopped. Not sure whether they've dried out properly, but I'm in 2 minds whether to do this again or not. My Sarpo Mira seed, the hashtag Sarpo seed potato experiment. I've taken all the pods. I'm trying to dry the pods, but I'm not sure whether I will be able to do that or not. But I have noticed that some of the potatoes are growing right at the top off the haulms, so these might be the type of potato that will grow as they go. And I did see something interesting on one of the gardening programs where somebody was wondering why there was great big blisters on the haulms. It was because they weren't covered up, and they would have formed potatoes. Moulet radish, I'm sure they're getting close to being ready. Another job for October, repairs to the polytunnel. There'll be a video on that there and here. It's just come undone, but if the wind gets in there, it'll do more damage. As you can see, this tunnel has had absolutely loads of repairs, and I'm getting my money's worth out of it. The carrots in the buckets on this side of the plot, I'm going to harvest all of those. I don't think they're going to have done any good. The giant beetroot, leave that for seed, and you can see what's happened to the Jerusalem artichokes. There's no flowers yet, so they're not ready. Normally November, December time, but I'll have enough out those small containers to get me through. I will be doing some potato seed saving, so I'll be digging down looking for a few tubers to put to store. That'll be another video. The onion cage is just settling down now, and this is where the garlic, the red onions and that other variety that I showed you earlier on are going, once they've established themselves. I've moved the red onion and 2 of the Kelsey onions into there. Hopefully they'll go to seed. There's only so much red cabbage you can eat, but this was sowed really late, and hopefully one of these may be going to Malvern next year. This variety anyway, but it'll be sowed a lot earlier. Sweet corn's gone. Still getting some florets, and another job to do. Let's get that kick. Is to fight the whitefly with some of my experimental juices. Hopefully I can revive these Brussels sprouts. They just don't look appetising, covered in whitefly poo. Sick to death of whitefly. A snow scene, that makes you feel better. I will be taking some red currant cuttings, and one of the green gooseberries has set some roots onto the wood chip, so I'm hoping to do something with that. A job that's already been completed, as the summer fruiting raspberries of all the old canes have now been removed. Let's move on to plot 1. One of the jobs to do around about December is to cut back all the autumn fruiting. Now, for some reason, it looks like I must have a summer fruiting, or this fruit sets on a 2-year growth. So I need to leave them where they are. And the blackberry is throwing out all these lovely runners, and they'll be tied back once they've got to a reasonable length. Not many raspberries left, but bar gum, they're a good addition to a little bit of pudding. The last week in August we didn't harvest any more rhubarb, left all the leaves there. All the leaves now will just die back and feed those crowns. People do make the mistake of cutting them all off. Let that growth feed those crowns. Again, we've got some of these yellow raspberries. I'm not sure what these are because they've grown this time, haven't produced. So again, they will stay, and we'll cut those off next year after they've fruited. I must try and propagate some of these. These yellow raspberries, autumn gold, are lovely. My new pallet bins are completed and steadily filling up with a nice bit of horse poo, and there's the compost that I got a few weeks back. It's off the bean bed now, and it's where it's going to stay until I need it. So this is the barrel I made with the glass bottles, heating it up and opening it up. The holes aren't quite big enough. I need to get this sorted now because the strawberry runners need being cut away from their mothers, and even a few weeks back, and they're dry. Doesn't matter if they dry out because they're still connected to the mothers. So I need to do that. And I'll be letting this stay a little bit longer, a few more self-seeding plants there, let them seed down. Then I'm just going to lightly dig it over, and maybe what I don't use in the containers, I'll spread that over the top that's in the middle of the screen, that came from the strawberry troughs that had the wine weevils in. Looking a long way back, I decided to plant my little leeks into these cloth containers in the original compost I found on the side of the road by adding my homemade liquid plant food. We ended up with the allium leaf miner, and we cut them off right down at the bottom there. And look at that growth, looking very healthy. Hopefully we won't get another moth flying about. They seem to come in batches. Not sure when it is, whether it's different in different areas, but they seem to come out 2 to 3 times each season, and that's when we lose all the leeks to the allium leaf miner moth. Horrible damn thing. I've got a couple more wheelie bins. They'll be housing the leaf mould and some of the compost mixes. At the moment they've still got some of the remnants of the nettle stalks, and the other one has got the comfrey stalks. Need to do that, another job. I need to sort out the comfrey pipe container. Still haven't done that. Now the wormery, I'm shutting the wormery down, and I'll move the top so the worms could escape, and I'm not sure whether you can see, just down there it looks like there's some peppers, so I'll be fetching those out and potting them on. They want to grow now. I'll get them and see if we can get an early crop and see what sort they are. They must be sweet peppers because that's the only thing that we normally buy. Another job for October is to move this leaf mould into this bin. This one's now probably 22, 23 months old. This one's 10 months old. Get it put through the trommel. Comfrey still keeps coming back. I've been topping the compost bin up. I keep trying the apples, but they won't come off, so they can stay. Look at this for 2 years growth. We should get some grapes next year on this. I'm not pruning it. This is that sweet cherry tomato that I put to seed that we bought from the supermarket, and this one is outdoors, and all the side shoots, they're still there. And if all these ripen, I'll be well pleased. The peach tree had to have a trim, didn't show that. Not 100% sure how we're supposed to do it. And my Christmas potatoes have broken the surface. Something else I've got to do this month. This is the small potato experiment, a pea-size potato versus a normal size. This is the normal size, that's the pea size. We need to have a look at what they're up to in another video. We talked about seed saving. I think these are the purple variety. No, they're not. The ones at the bottom must be, so I'll be selecting a few of those to sow for next year. These are the strawberry plants from out of the strawberry boxes where we had the vine weevil. Got to sort this guttering out. I want to see how long they are, because I do want to have a go at the long carrot, long parsnip for next year for Malvern Giant Vegetable Show. So I should be sorting some of that out and then popping it behind the tank and shed out the way. Lots to do, very little time to do it. I wish I was a frog. Just sit there and enjoy it. I thought I'd just give you a bit of an overview what I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks. My arm is still very, very sore. Blisters broke, I think it was yesterday morning. So if you haven't seen my video on the Parsnip Tops, it's well worth looking at. And thank you to everyone, including Muddy Boots, for sharing that link, and everybody else that shared the link and shared my video, hopefully to stop anyone else doing what I did. It's not nice, guys. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.